The views and opinions expressed by guests and or comments are those of the persons who submitted them and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of In the Clutch Sports Talk and More podcast. Any content provided by guests are of their opinion and are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company of any individual or anyone or anything. Welcome to In the Clutch Sports Talk and More podcast. I am your host, and I just made the biggest blunder. We just recorded for like 15 minutes. Well, no, we didn't record. We just talked for about 15 minutes, and I didn't hit the record button. So I know Terry finna light me up. I know Clear finna light me up. My bad.
Just be prepared. Just be prepared to be on the big dummy segment.
Things happen. I am your host, D. Early. I am joined by M. Clear this week. And my boy, T. Will.
Man, you know I'm bad at history. You know I'm bad at history, man. And here, turn around, look, ladies and gentlemen. Look, now D got a space in between D. Early and then M. Clear. See, I must have got on him real bad last week. I got on him real bad. If you notice, I must have made him feel some type of way. They didn't claim that he's not McClear now, and he's not Durley. He's D. Early, and that's M. Clear. So I'm proud of you guys, man, for
you threw me off. You threw me off when you were saying all that stuff before the show, and you made me not hit the record button, man. So I'm gonna shift some of the blame to you, man.
Wow. We have some good stuff going, man. We have some good stuff going.
That was all my fault. But first off, we're going to start the show off by congratulating Terry because Terry won our NCAA March Madness bracket. He led from day one all the way through to the end. So we're going to congratulate him.
Kudos to my guy.
Hey, is that all I'm gonna get coming from him? See, he a hater anyway. He really don't mean what he said. But let me elaborate just a little bit more of what I actually did. I took Florida, and I ended up with 84.5% win percentage for the entire tournament. For those that play the bracket, no, that's a real good percentage. I ain't claiming to be no Nostradamus or anything like that, but that's really good. And it's the guy that predicted the Super Bowl AFC NFC championship game 2 years ago and the Super Bowl champion. So I did that. So y'all just coming to me, come to T Wheel and quit going to these betting sites and putting your money. Hey, I'm much cheaper. I can tell you who the daily picks are, who to put in your fantasy team. Just come see me, man. That's what I was expecting early to give me that type of accolades, man. Don't just give me no congratulations, man.
I mean, congratulations. I mean, you led from beginning to end. You were smart enough to pick some of the early 12, 5, 11, 6 matchups. I mean,
well, smile when you say that. Smile. Don't frown when you say it. Smile. Like
I mean,
he over there mean mugging me while he giving me what I did. I know what I did. Smile when you say it.
But I'm saying that because you beat me out. Come on now.
Man, let it go.
It's over. It's over. Congratulations. You did
there you go. That's a smile. Yeah. That's better. That's better, man.
My team. I mean, I ain't even the championship game is the last thing on my mind. I'm still mad because Duke lost.
Yeah, I get it. And like I said, Daryl, kudos to him too as well. Clear, I had to give it to him because if Duke would have won the championship, it would have been his pool. And the only reason I really would help me is those first round games where I picked up some 11 over 6s because we played the pool bracket where the seed points count. So you get additional seed points along with the allotted points that you get each round in the tournament. So I picked 2 or 3 12 over 5s. One, unfortunately, was against our own Memphis Tigers. But it's a lot of people in the group, man, that felt really good about Penny's team going to the Elite Eight. My brother was one of them. He kept trying to say, Terry, I'm telling you, man, I'm doing this. I said, okay. But you know how you don't, the left hand don't tell what the right hand will do. I'm saying, okay. I was wanting him to put Memphis in in his Elite Eight and Sweet 16, which is what he did. You know what I did? I didn't even have him come out the first round. And that's one of the reasons why I'm sitting here right now as your 2025 NCAA bracket champion.
Ooh.
And see, I had him winning on my Duke sheet. I had him winning that first round. I had him losing the second round, but I had him winning the first round. So I just had it on the wrong sheet. I had the wrong pick on the wrong sheet.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's easy
I
to
would have
do.
did that. Yeah, but I didn't really want to pick against him at all. But
Hard
No,
not to.
but you know
Hard
what,
not.
dude? It's when you're playing for money, you know, in fantasy, you tend to not worry about your favorite teams as much. But well, first thing we want to do on behalf of In the Clutch Sports Talk, and we want to say kudos to those our very own University of Memphis Tigers for a hell of a season. Penny did a hell of a coaching job. I see progress. I'm not always happy with the results or you know, certain things, but he has definitely grown as a coach, and they had a tremendous season. So my hat is off to our very own University of Memphis Tigers.
yeah, you gotta give him props. It was improvement from what we saw last year. As far I'm talking just team camaraderie, and just seemed like everybody really was bought into, you know, what they were trying to do. So that's always a good thing in you know, Anthony moving ahead in his coaching career. Houston took a tough loss after being up by 14, and just what, in your opinion, Mike, what happened? What, I mean, up by 14 with like what, 10 minutes, 9 minutes to go. What happened in
Mentally, they broke down the stretch. They didn't close the game out. They was mentally, you was up 14. You was up what? I think it was 8 with what? Probably 3-4 minutes ago. I mean, you wasn't executing. Now, one thing I can say, Daryl, we talk about Duke, and I'm not a Duke fan. Anybody in America that know me will tell you I can't stand Duke, nothing about them. But one thing I can say about them is that young man is kind of like Mike Krzyzewski. He's going to run his offenses and everything to the T. He's going to get Cooper Flag that ball where he need to get Cooper Flag, and they're going to be disciplined and solid. That wasn't what Houston do. So a lot of times when you get guys that are very athletic and can score and all that, it becomes a one-on-one thing. And I think that's what happened with Houston. You know, they started, number 4 just started, I'm finna take over and put the game away. And what you did was gave the game to Florida. So kudos to Florida and Clayton Jr. Let me say this. Please let me say this. That kid might be the most underrated kid in NCAA basketball this year. Clayton Jr.
I wouldn't call him.
I don't know. A lot of people were just, they were hopping on him like that, Terry.
Well, maybe not at first, but if you clearly watch that tournament, you knew about it. And like I said, hats off to Houston, but you know, we got to throw the hats off to the champion as well, because that's who I had as my champion. And 4 out of the, well, I want to say 5 out of the 6 games outside of the first round, Florida was actually trailing. So their mental fortitude and their halftime adjustments were just incredible. Were incredible during that tournament. A lot of times I turned the game off because I'm not a great Florida fan, but I'm a Florida fan when they my champion on my bracket sheet. So when I'm seeing that they're losing, going right after halftime, and I mean, not just losing by 2 or 3. I mean, when they get to the 8 and a couple times to the double digits, I'm like, man, I'm done, because that's the competitor I am. And I turn the TV off, and you know, I'm a little superstitious. And the last 3 games that Florida had, they were down early in the second half, you know, real nicely. And I turned the game off only to look at it on my phone with maybe like a minute to go to see what, you know, how much they end up losing by, you know. And to my surprise, they actually were winning, and it happened the first 2 times. And I'm like, I turned it off and they were losing, and they ended up coming back winning. So shit, let me try it again, which I really wasn't feeling good about it, you know, in the championship game. But it actually happened again. So I mean, Looks like it was good for me to be superstitious in that situation, but their mental and halftime adjustments were just incredible for the tournament. And hats off to the University of Florida, and kudos to them.
And I think part of it, because I know during some of the games that I was watching that Houston was playing, even the Duke game, the announcers kept saying Houston's just one of those teams that beats you down and they never get tired. And I think them having to battle back to beat Duke maybe took a little bit out of them, because down the stretch in that game against Florida, they did not look they looked unsettled.
They
They
look
didn't look
rattled.
like the same. Yeah, they didn't look like the same team that came back and beat Duke. They look shell shocked. Like, okay, this Clayton boy, he don't got hot. We can't stop him all of a sudden. And then, like I said, Sharp, he killed us. I mean, him and Cryer, they dismantled us. But for some reason, Cryer still had a good game against Florida, but
He did,
Sharp was
but
like he didn't show up, and then the not getting the shot off at the end of the game, and like I said, I feel sorry for the young man that, I know, like you said, Mike, in the previous recording that we were doing that I didn't hit record button, you were saying that he walking around Houston with his head down, but
He
oh,
shouldn't.
it's
without
He
question.
shouldn't. He's a kid. Number one, he's a kid, and you guys have played high school ball and a little college too. With the best of them, y'all know how it goes. I mean, you're gonna have those breaks, and it's just unfortunate that this young kid had to go through that during the time where millions and millions of people watching. So he has no reason to have his head down. No reason. No
I,
reason.
I know that sound good, but boy, that's the admirable thing to say, Terry. But when you're the GOAT, when you the one that made that decision to do whatever happened or miss the shot or whatever, the feeling you have inside of you with millions of people on you, you
But you know what?
18 years old, 19 years old. I mean, that's tough,
No, you're
man.
right. No, you're right. Maybe I worded it wrong. Maybe what I'm really trying to say is, I hope that the rest of the world is not down on him, like versus
And,
naturally it's a feeling within him that it's going to take out to get over it. I'm just
right.
hoping us as fans, don't hold that one, even though it was a crucial mistake, let that one mistake, you know, keep him down. You know what I'm saying? Try to encourage him.
Absolutely.
He's still a young man. He's still a young man and an athlete that just made a huge mistake at a crucial time.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with that, but I know Mike gonna agree with what I'm saying. When you work so hard and you get in that position, Terry, I'm still hurt over the 1987 when we lost in the sub state to Covington at home. That was our
No,
year to win the state championship.
you worded it wrong. You got your ass kicked. I was there. I was there. Now we gonna tell the truth on this show. We gonna tell the truth. I was there. I mean,
We
in
lost.
Trentwell High School, yeah, you lost. You said, yeah, it make you feel so bad. You should have started feeling better at halftime because y'all got your ass tore up. Uh, and the thing about it is, imagine me as a fan that supported you, that was there at all the games. I was probably more hurt than y'all was, but hell, I knew it was over with sort of early. I mean, when you get to the point where your scoreboard only has 2 digits and they score, and your scoreboard have to just start back over at 1, 2, 3. Hey, you got your ass tore.
Hey man, look.
Bust the clock. They bust the clock.
They bust
It's
the clock on.
mentally, guys. It's a for me with the kid, man. It's mentally draining to that kid right now, man. We don't know what's going through that young man's mind. And we got ignorant fans out here. They're gonna be out here. They probably chastised them at the game on the way to the bus after the game, and you already feel bad. Your coaches probably was hollering all that at you. You know, it's just a lot, man, that an athlete have to endure when you make a mistake like that. And that's all it was. He made a mistake. I mean, we all make them. It just happened to be at the most crucial time of the game. And so of course, everybody, most fans that bet money and lost, the first thing they gonna holler, man, that man blowed the game. Well, no, that shot didn't blow that game. You know, you make your free throws here, you're up 6. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of other things that happen in that game that it probably shouldn't even came down to him taking that shot, but it did. And so mentally, you know what I'm saying? I just hope the young man can weather the storm. And I think Kevin Samuelson and them will do a good job of, you know, corralling him and trying to get him to understand, you know, that, you know, we got to move on and it is what it is. But Terry, it's tough, man, when you got these guys out here who think they know basketball and, you know what I'm saying, they sit in the stands and they critique and they judge and they, you know, they ain't got a clue what's going through this man's mind, man. That you holler about he suck, he's sorry, you blow the game. Man, that dude could be on suicide watch or anything. I hope that's not the case, but it very well could be. I mean, you got millions, not thousands, you got millions of people watching you on a national stage. So,
Well, I'll just,
you know, I hate that for him.
I'm asking the entire world that, you know, if you see this young kid out there, you know, console him, tell him it get better. We should be in a place in this world where you show compassion. Yeah, everybody, you know, is real adamant about their sports and take stuff and all that type of stuff. But let's try to put stuff in perspective that these still are kids between the ages of 17 and 22, 23 years old. They're still young and they're still impressionable. So
Absolutely.
for us to try to help him through this, you know, process, it's already tough enough of him dealing with it alone. We don't need to be ganging up on him. You know, it's, you know, I know some people say it's just a game, but it's, you know, to some people it's not just a game. So
Absolutely. Boy, you worded that, man, about as best as somebody could. It's just a game, and to a lot of people, it's not just a game. Don't get it twisted now. So
hold on,
we
Cliff. Are you recording this the early?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
we just want to
Man,
make sure.
Cause he a big
But-
dummy. You have to ask the
Hey.
big dummy again. Cause
Hold on.
he'll come back again and he'll be
Hold on.
we'll be take 3.
Hold on.
Hey,
Now-
Darryl,
now-
but
Now moving forward, y'all see where it say in the top hand corner.
I got you.
So,
Yeah.
so now just make sure whenever I say we recording, that y'all see that we recording and the time is running.
I was being funny. I'm looking at the red dot up. I was looking at the red dot up in the corner. So I knew we was recording. I just wanted to mess with him.
I'm gonna eat that one, Terry. That was my fault.
Hey.
I gotta eat that. I messed up. I gotta eat it, but I think
Hey,
we
Darryl.
rebounded and had a better second segment than we did on the first one that we didn't record.
Hey,
At least I'm gonna say
Darryl,
we did.
I tell you what's crazy about this with T. Wheel and I going back and forth about this young man and his mental state, his possible mental state of mind and all of that. That actually leads us into what we really want to talk about.
Oh yeah, that's the next. Yeah, let's go. Look,
That leads us right into what we want to talk about: the pressure of these kids getting paid and having to perform on a high level for a lot of dollars, and that becomes pressure. And so what I'm saying is this NIL deal thing we talked about, me and Darryl threw around, man. Let's just kind of just hop on this NIL deal because I don't know if a lot of people really understand what the NIL deal. They think everybody's getting paid, which is not true. You know,
let's get a quick commercial in. Let's get a quick commercial in before we go to that next segment.
Yes.
Which one we going with?
It don't matter. This is how we get paid. When these ads and stuff, when this stuff come across the thing, this is how we get paid.
People have to subscribe to us and stuff, Darryl.
Yeah, you got to subscribe. Please like what Darryl is getting that together. He's just been messing up the whole show. He's both been having all this stuff together. But anyway, while he's doing that, we need you guys to like, share, and subscribe. And when you subscribe, hit that notification bell. And once you hit that notification bell, don't stop there. Take it and click on select all. That way, if we're taped, if we're going live or anything like that, you will be notified. And when we drop something or when we decide to do something, you will be notified in advance. And for those that have not, and your your cell phone user friendly, take your cell phone out. Right below M Clear is our bar scan code where you can scan the our thing, and it'll take you right to the uh, podcast where you can do the like, share, and subscribe. And while you're doing that, you taking the time to do all that, just go ahead and invite 5 friends. Just invite a friend, your cousins. Everybody loves sports. The majority of people love sports. So, we're going to be talking about some good stuff over here. We got former athletes up there that we have on the panel. So they're going to be able to give you, expertise on certain things. So we're not just a mom and pop type sports talk show. We got some real basketball players and knowledgeable sports fans up here. So just share it, and we appreciate that.
So you know how I feel right now.
Wow.
Y'all on me like Houston was on Will Clayton Jr. I feel like I'm only putting up 2 points at the half.
Oh, you have.
You gotta get your game up, man.
2 free throws. Yeah, 2 free throws.
Hey, we all have a bad day. But here we go. We're going to do a little self-promoting for you, Terry. Here you go.
Are you in need of a trusted notary to legalize your important documents? Look no further than Terry Williams Notary Services. Whether it's affidavits, real estate documents, business agreements, or binding marriage certificates, you sign it, he'll seal it. With a commission in the state of Tennessee, he provides reliable, accurate, and professional notary service. For fast, friendly, and professional service, contact Terry Williams Notary Services today. Call 901-503-0564 or email twilliams7296@gmail.com.
It's great stuff. Great stuff. Hey, man. Look, that's good stuff. And then, like I said, Daryl, if you and the missus decide to get married, come see me. Tennessee is now one of 5 states that the notaries can actually marry you. So you can get a one-stop shop. I mean, I can do the certificate. I can put one of them white things around my neck and do the vows with you. I can do all that. So if you and the missus decide, I don't know, what your status is, if you guys plan on jumping the broom, but if you do, come see me. And on the other hand, Claire, you've been married for I don't know how many years. If you and Mrs. Claire decide to call it quits, hey, I can notarize that too. Hey,
you don't have to notarize that one, partner.
Well, I'm just clear. I'm not.
I know. You ain't got to notarize.
I'm just trying to tell an example. A man like you, you've been together for 30 years, man. But just in case you say I can't take no more, hey, come see me. I can sit up there and notarize those papers too.
I got you. I'll get some of these people that need that services for you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I don't think I need that service.
I hope you don't. I hope you don't.
I don't think I'm gonna need that one. Huh?
He gonna marry me off, and then he gonna divorce you.
No, see, look, I'm just telling you the same.
I didn't take it that way.
No, yeah, clear them like the Huxtables. They've been together for years. They ain't nothing happening. But I'm just saying, just can't clear. Say I just can't take no more. The first call you should call is me, so we can discuss your document.
Yeah, man.
You need to sign. I don't want her to take everything from you. So just come see me. I'll look it over. I'm certified by the state of Tennessee. So, I'm going to tell you the real. And then I'm not going to charge you. I know you, Clear. I wouldn't charge you that much.
Yeah, I ain't got it.
You heard what he said. He don't charge you that much.
That much. He ain't say he wasn't going to charge me, though, did it? Terry, he ain't say I'm
going to charge you. Yeah, I'm going to have to. Come on, man. Come on, it's a business. You going to go out there and take them folks and run them down Beale Street, they ain't going to charge them nothing? Huh? You gonna work them out? You gonna make them do 1,000 push-ups, and you ain't gonna charge them that clear?
I wish it. Hey, no. You ain't heard me say a word. That was your partner over there. I'm cool with it.
Oh, okay. All right. Those we on the same page. That's a job, man.
I'm cool.
You think girl gonna do my damn taxes? Ain't gonna charge me nothing?
Absolutely.
Come on, man. Come on. Come on, man. It's a business now. I love both of y'all, but shit, you got to pay now. I got to pay.
I got some of the lowest prices going, so you're not gonna beat my prices. That's for sure.
No, so, you're right. You got some good low prices, but I had no Clear and like I said, Miss Clear and all that. I got to don't get half. I got to get my percentage too.
Only thing about it I can say about that, Terry, I can't argue with you because I'm a black on black dude. So I believe in small businesses, African American businesses. Really, I do. I try to shop with my folks, because I think it's important. But
Yeah,
everybody don't think like that. But
no,
I think
but
it's important. If instead of me going to H&R Block here, why the hell I just don't go to Durham?
exactly.
I
We
mean, they
supposed
doing the
we
exact
supposed to
same
uplift and
thing.
support each other, right? We supposed to uplift and support each other. And my thing is like you gonna have your commercial coming out soon. Guess what? If you interested in some of this future NIL money and you want to get to the
Yeah,
next level, guess what? We gonna send you the M Clip. If you want somebody gonna get you in shape and not only get you in shape to try to get you a potential NIL, but he gonna make sure you're healthy. He ain't gonna tell you nothing wrong. He gonna tell you what should be in your body, what should be in your body. Who don't want to live to see 100 years old? And the only way you're gonna do that
absolutely.
is you're gonna have to be healthy. You got to do healthy things. You got to exercise. You got to do all that stuff. So we should be out here supporting each other, and that's what we go. One of the things we're gonna do on this program is we're gonna support black business because we have our own individual business. That's what
That's
we
what
do.
we gonna do. Daryl, what you Daryl?
Well, hey, look, we still got a couple more days before the tax season in. So hey, if y'all out there, y'all need some taxes done, hey, I'm your guy.
Well, let me ask
You
you
need
something, D. D, do you charge more closer to the deadline, or do you still keep your same rates?
no, I keep the same rate. I understand
Okay,
how people operate. So I don't now
okay.
you start after the deadline, then we got extra filings and stuff to do. I might have to, throw a little bit more on there, but nah, I don't. And don't call me. Don't hit me up April the 15th now, but
Trying to get it before 12 midnight.
yeah,
Well,
trying
see,
to get it before 12 midnight now. You
well, see,
rushing me
ladies
now.
and gentlemen, that's what I mean about black businesses that really look out for you because he could have just as well. You got some people out there that I know the closer you get to the deadline, they'll try to charge you some extra. There are
Absolutely.
people out unfortunately, there are people out there that will try to take advantage of you. And that's my point. And that's why a lot of times we don't support the black businesses because let's be honest, everybody's not on the up and up. But on this show and what the people that we advertise and stuff like that, we don't do it like that. We believe in supporting black owned business, but at the same time, treat them like you would do uh, our
Right.
fellow white Americans. You go and support them and you go and do that. Don't be asking a discount and all this stuff for us when you don't do and go in their places and you ask for the same.
Cause you can't, cause you already know they ain't going.
Right.
And I'll say this: one of the reasons why I did even start my tax service was to provide a low cost method of people being able to get their taxes done. My thing is, I'm not saying it's just ABC 1 2 3, but it's not the software pretty much does all the work for you. So it's kind of almost, as long as it's like you input the right information, you're gonna get the right return printed out and electronically filed and all of that. So, when I hear, H&R Block charging you $200 $300 and all you got is one W2, that's just ridiculous. That's just taking advantage of people, you know. So my thing has always been, I'm gonna keep the price low. You know, everybody tell you don't do that, but I ain't, I'm in it to make money, but I'm not in it to try to get rich or none. It's more, to me, being able to help people is more important than trying to make a whole lot of money. And
Absolutely.
that's just where I'm at. I'm at
Yeah.
that point in my life where, don't get me wrong, I like money just like anybody else, but money don't rule me. So
Ethics means a lot. So when you got a person that say that I'll do this same thing, but I'll do it at this lesser price and still give you the same experience or even better, a professional experience, man, you can't beat that. That's why I said so. Forget about H&R Block and all that type of stuff. You got D Early Services. What's it called?
early
Early,
solution,
early, huh? Early
early
Solution.
early solution, and see, the thing about it, like the people who I've been doing for the past few years, when they come, like the first year out, it's a lot. You got to sign up, you got to upload all your information and all of that. But once you in my system, so when you come back the next year, you just boom boom bam boom, and it's done. It's
Yeah.
over with. I mean,
Yeah.
so
Unless you had some crazy changes or something.
Right. Like
Yeah,
right.
yeah, it's
But
pretty
for
much
the
the
most
same thing.
part, it's a seamless system, and then everything just is just work out great. So, and it's
Yeah,
very it's professional. Everything about it looks professional. It is professional, and over the last 3 years, I ain't had nobody come back and say, "Hey, my taxes was messed up" or anything like that. No IRS audits and stuff like that. But
good.
That's
but
great.
That's why I said
yeah,
we got see some entrepreneurs here. So, like I said, you'll be seeing M Clear's video out soon, and we gonna do this thing together, and we gonna build this thing, and like I said, I know this is a sports show, but we have to chalk in our own individual services out there, for you
Well,
guys.
those individual service goes with sports, so let's not get it twisted now. Sports the athletes need those services, so it all comes hand in hand. So everything we talk about on in the clip sports, hey, it is
T,
what it is. You know
T
what I mean?
Will, T Will, Clear said he want us to come out and he gonna record us doing our individual workouts with him.
No, Clear
Man,
didn't say
you
that,
ready?
but I would.
You
Clear
crazy,
did.
man? You
Oh, whoa,
crazy?
whoa, whoa, whoa! Clear did not say that, but Clear will endorse that. He'll
No, clear
endorse it.
won't. No, clear won't. No, I
I
ain't.
endorse it.
Yeah,
I
man, you
ain't say
must
I
think
ain't
I'm a
say that.
fool. Man, if you
T,
think I'm gonna let you videotape me doing something, man, you crazy.
That's your partner. He trying to
Man,
put you out there.
he got ill intentions, man. He he
hey,
Hey,
he looking
you,
more at a comedy side of it than working out. No, I
I,
can't do
I
that.
saw I saw one workout he had my daughter doing, and I was like, nah, it ain't.
man, your daughter was an athlete, sir. Your daughter wasn't, maybe 25, 30 pounds, a little bit heavier than you were when you was in high school. So, I
NIL
mean,
deals, NIL deals.
yeah,
Tell us
okay.
about.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. That's what I was trying to do. Get your daughter an NIL deal here. The NIL deal. Terry, give me your background. What you think about NIL deal? Tell me what you
Honestly,
think.
I'm. This is one thing. And I like to sit up there and talk, but this is one thing I'm gonna have to defer to you guys as far as it, because I was talking offset to D the other day, and it didn't actually mean what I thought it meant. So I'm not as educated to sit up there and tell the audience out here the
Go ahead,
do's,
sir.
the don'ts, what it actually is, what it consists of. So I'm gonna sort of like piggyback off you guys of
Okay.
what you're saying and try to be with the audience and get a better understanding of what it is and what it's about.
Well, let's do this. Let's explain what it is first, because it's two different things going on, and I think I talk to parents about it all the time. I'm not the guy that quote unquote can word for word break it down to you, but I can differentiate the two. The NIL, which is what we hear all the time, name, image, and likeness. That is a person going out and actually getting paid for their name, image, and likeness. So if Nike or Walmart or anybody want me as an athlete to promote their brand, that is what's called the NIL deal, because your name, image, and likeness is what they're using to sell their product. Now you got another deal that's going on in college called the collective. That is a group of alumni, supporters, boosters who divvying up money, who's donating money to a pool so that the athletic department can have to utilize to give to athletes to come and play for them, in a nutshell.
Is there a limit on how much the boosters can donate?
At this point, no. But from what I heard from my guy, we're going to have him on too. My guy, Tim Duncan, he's the associate athletic director over at the University of Memphis. And talking with Tim, the NCAA supposedly is going to try to start putting a cap on it where you can only have so many dollars can go to athlete no matter what. You know what I'm saying? So it may
To
be the highest
to
could be 3 million and that's it,
you talking about to an
but it'll be
individual
3 million
athlete?
across the board for everybody. Michigan couldn't come in and say they gonna pay a quarterback 5 million. You know what I'm saying? If that
I
makes
got
sense. So
yeah,
they
I got
trying to put a cap on it, but right now ain't no cap on it. No, that's why the young man at Tennessee say he want $4 million. Cause what? Carson Beck went down to Miami and got 3.5. So quite, you know what I'm saying? He don't want a national championship. 3.5. If we was in pros, you guys would say that would be a decent little deal because he don't want a Super Bowl and he done moved on. Right? In college.
You talking about the quarterback for Tennessee?
No, the quarterback from Georgia.
No, I was thinking about the quarterback from Tennessee because I got
That's the one. The quarterback from Tennessee. He's the one asking for $4 million.
They just and I got a breaking news on my phone not too long ago that they let him walk. They let him walk.
Yeah, let him walk. But I'm saying he was basing his monies off of what Carson Beck got in Miami, at the University of Miami. He got $3.5 million. So,
but you know, the guy from Tennessee, from what I read, was he already had like a contract in place when he came to Tennessee.
He did.
So is it like pro that when you get to the point that you don't like your contract anymore, that you want to renegotiate? Because if they start to do that, man, they in for a pickle. One thing I am always and have always been for is to not let the NCAA make all the money and the athletes not make nothing. So I love the fact of putting money in the athlete's pocket. What I don't like is not being able to sit up there and let them say, you know what, Memphis is paying me $3 million this year. After the season's over with, Duke just offered me $5 million. So I'm gonna jump in the portal to go to Duke and be able to go take that $5 million. That shouldn't be okay to do, in my opinion. Right. I think you take it to a different level when you're doing that.
When you open the bag up to pay players, that's what you open it up for. And that's what people wasn't understanding. That's what Nick Saban and them was saying. Everybody wanted to talk about Nick, but all Nick was saying was, if I pay him $3 million, you know what I'm saying, he unhappy, and Georgia want their quarterback that bad, they gonna give him $5 million or $4 million. We just got into the what they call it in the NFL. We just got into the market in college.
Well, okay.
Free agent market. That's like the free agent market in college. The hell with it, man. I'm finna go on to the next higher bidder.
But okay, I don't mind it. I don't mind being like, okay, I'm getting $3 million at Alabama. Georgia gonna pay me $5 million. I just don't think you should be able to transfer and play that next year. That's what the problem.
My problem is, if we say that, and then I'm gonna turn around and say the coaches do it all the time. Cal just did it. If it weren't for the transfer rule, all them guys would have been screwed. When Cal took the job at Arkansas and got paid, all them guys would have been screwed.
It takes away from what college sports is supposed to be about. You keep jumping from team to team, even if you're sitting out a year to go jump to the next bidder and all that. That's even extra tough on coaches to keep
absolutely
continuity of having a freaking team where year to year that you're going to have free agents every year to try to build not only a good team to play together, but try to build camaraderie. That's extra tough on the coach. So I think the coach is in a tough pickle to sit up there and in the fear of losing his job every year for this type of situation. I don't think it's worth it. And me as a college fan, I don't want to say, well, I know it's different times, but Christian Laettner, who stays 4 years, and I know I'm going to be able to see him at least 2 years, before he goes to the NBA draft, to not knowing that, I see Cooper Flagg, he's a bad motor scooter, but next year Cooper Flagg is gone. If you keep doing that type of stuff and you keep rebuilding everything, to me, it just takes away from college sports.
I thought if they'd have kept the rule the way it was, it wouldn't have probably been a bigger problem than it is now. You forcing Cooper Flagg to go to college. Cooper Flagg, if you take the damn 1 year rule out, Cooper Flagg can go on the pros, and you ain't got to worry about that. The rest of them can go to college. You forcing the ones that's getting paid, Terry, are the ones that were getting paid anyway. They just getting paid legally up top now. Cooper Flagg was gonna get $3 million, whether the NCAA agreed to it or not. Duke never gonna pay him under the table regardless. That's gonna happen. We all know that.
But D, let me ask you a question. As the host and as a former player. if just say if you were in the times that are now, would you be inclined to stay in college 3, 4 years when they paying that type of money versus learning the team concept instead of jumping into the NBA for that money because you actually getting that type of money now?
Well, I think that was part of it. The incentive of getting paid would let some of the players who might be borderline NBA players. Okay, most of the time they just say, well, my family, we've been struggling, so whether I'm ready or not, I'm finna go ahead and make that move. That's a career move that you make for money. Now, if you can make, as they say, more money staying in college, I mean, why wouldn't you? Now, if you a Kobe Bryant, you a LeBron James, no, you're not gonna stay in college. You ain't even gonna go if you ain't got to. If you're that talented, Kevin
Right.
Garnett, players like that. Now, if you that talented, then college it might not be for you. And
But
that's
it's
just
still
like,
a cap. But it's still even on those celebrity athletes you just named. It's still a certain cap that rookies can get now, though. So I guess what I'm saying is, if Clear's saying on his side that it's two types, the NIL and you got the boosters, and there's no cap at this time. There's no cap. There's no high limit, and you can go
Right.
get Nike that can match whatever at this time of what you still can stay in college and not jump into where the big boys at, and you just enjoy your college life and still get the same amount of money. Why wouldn't you?
okay,
Even if you were Kobe Bryant.
because if you Kobe Bryant or you LeBron James was never going to college. LeBron James was that good that going to college wasn't gonna help him. Going to college wasn't gonna help. He was already on NBA level in high school. Now you look at Cooper Flag. Cooper Flag, he really should have been a senior in high school this year.
Yeah.
So he came to Duke a year early. So he shouldn't even been playing with us this year. So he is on that level where you could say, is he ready for the NBA right now? I'm gonna say this. He could go to the NBA and probably be a decent player, but I think he need one more year of just the maturity,
Physicality.
the physicality, the mental and the physical aspect of it. He got all the tools. He got all the tools. But I see certain situations where he make the wrong pass. He make great passes all the time, but I see in certain situations where a more seasoned veteran player probably wouldn't make those mistakes that he made. But you look at it and you say, okay, Cooper Flag, you know how much they offered. They saying that he could possibly get. It ain't no 3, 4, 5 million. They said Duke, they got something in place that he possibly is finna make $15 million to come back and play for Duke next year.
Boy, he getting damn near 20-something hell from New Balance.
So
that's what I'm saying. He
so
already got his money.
So by him already skipping his senior year of high school and coming to college, enjoying the college life, now I'm finna get 15 million on top of that. I mean, I ain't gonna say why would he go to the NBA, because if that's his dream to go to the NBA and play, that's fine. But it ain't really a reason for him to say, okay, I'm finna jump to the NBA. Because I'm making more money, and I'm playing on a team that's probably gonna make it back to the Final Four, versus I'm gonna get drafted by the Washington Wizards and be miserable for 82 games because we probably not gonna be winning.
Well, here's the problem you have, and this is the problem that I don't think our fans in Memphis is understanding. And me and you, Darryl, we talk about this all the time, and that's Penny. We keep talking about, man, the job he's doing, but look at how he got to do it. That dude lost everything off his team last year now. Everybody but number two.
Okay,
you got to go out. I got to re-recruit. I got to bring in 8, 10 more guys. I got to mold them. Now I'm trying to get their ass to the, to the tournament and get them deep. Man, that's hard as shit to do. Every year after year after year, man. I don't care who.
You know why? You know why?
Go ahead, Darryl.
Okay, when you scrap your team and you bringing in juniors and
I
seniors.
gotta scrap them, Daryl.
Hold
They
on, hold
asking
on,
for this
hold on.
cheese.
No. So you telling me it ain't no high school players that want to come to the University of Memphis to
It
represent
probably
the city?
is, but
Okay,
when I'm
just
playing
hold
Houston,
Hold on.
on.
Hold on. I really want to hear what.
This what I'm saying. Coaches keep talking about, well, I gotta do this and I gotta do that. If we go back to the loyalty,
you
Larry
can't
Finch,
go back, Daryl.
Larry,
Hold on.
no. Who said you can't go back? That's what they trying to get you to believe. But you ain't gonna tell me if you get some players from the Memphis or Memphis area that want to play here, and now I'm gonna pay you to come play here. You come in as a freshman, and we mold you, and we paying you each year. You come in, you do good. Okay, we're gonna pay you a little bit more next year. Oh, you gonna come back again? We're gonna pay you a little bit more. Now there go your continuity. There go everything that you talking about. So now instead of having a player for 1 year, I got him for possibly 3 or 4 years.
That's your hypothetical. But what's happening is if somebody comes in and gives A-Lo 100,000 more than Penny, A-Lo gone.
I said,
I understand what you saying. Ain't no loyalty in this no more. Ain't no more loyalty. Ain't no whatever the money is. That's what I'm telling you. These kids are saying, man, I ain't playing at Memphis. I'm finna roll. I'm not finna sit here and wait and I can go.
I have to side with Clear on this. And the reason why I'm saying this, your intentions could be loyal. Yeah, okay, I'll go get you this Memphis guy and I'll give you a little bit here and give you the problem is when that boy come in and he gets better and better and notoriety starts to come, and then you got other colleges trying to come and say, hey man, if we like you, we'll give you more money. Man, that loyalty is out the door.
That loyalty go out the window.
You can throw it out the window.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Okay.
I don't believe it was any amount of money you could have gave A-Lo that he would have went somewhere else.
But A-Lo ain't just stopped.
You look at the players that left and then came back.
Who?
Why did they come? What's the little Harris kid that came, played, and then left?
He had to come back. He had no choice. Where we're going.
Okay, that's what I'm saying though. But why did he leave? Why did he leave? Why he leave? Why he leave?
Who? I have no idea. I mean, but it wasn't like he was that dude. We ain't talking to PJ Haggerty. We ain't talking to James Wiseman. You talking to Tyler Harris. Yeah, they gonna go and come all day. I'm talking about your PJ Haggerty's, your Tyler, your James Wiseman.
So you think James would have left?
Not saying, huh?
You think besides going to the NBA, you think James Wiseman would have left Penny and the University of Memphis to go play for another school?
Yes.
He probably wouldn't have, because he would have been a one and done.
No.
He was gonna be a one and done anyway.
Let's get one thing clear. Wiseman, I don't care about his ties to Penny in high school. You could care less. If University of Memphis is strapped on Neil money and this other stuff that you're saying that Nike's the other side of it, if we are capped on it, and you got these young guys out here, and you got a Duke or something that you a great prospect and all that, don't tell me he's not going to leave.
He got to go.
You can only give me 3.5, but Duke can give me 8. And you think I'm not gonna sit up there and leave? I love you, Penny, but I'm gone.
I don't believe it.
And Penny, as a coach,
it's happening every day, Daryl. It's happening every day.
I don't believe it.
PJ Haggerty was at Tulsa, was the freshman of the year. Why he ain't stay at Tulsa? He left Tulsa in the same league and went to Memphis because the money was better.
Okay, what? Okay, hold on. When you say Tulsa and you say Memphis, which one? Memphis with Penny Hardaway, 4-time NBA All-Star, one of the greatest NBA players.
You saying Memphis?
Who you want to play for? So who you want to play for? You want to play for Tulsa, or you want to play for Penny and the University of Memphis?
I'm playing for who gonna give me the money. That's why his ass is sitting up here telling you now what he wants to play for, or he ain't gonna be there.
I have to disagree with you on this one, Clear, because he's right. If I had the chance in this particular case, PJ Hagley leaving a Tulsa program to come to a 4 or 5 time not only that, who has ties to the NBA that could get me to my end result to end of that's not a hard choice.
Okay,
okay,
all right. My argument wasn't that. My argument was about a kid staying there and getting paid, and if he didn't get paid, that kid leaving. That was my argument. I used Tulsa because PJ Hagley was at Tulsa, and either they didn't pay him, or it could be what y'all saying. I'm not saying that, but the money has a big deal, because if it didn't, his ass wouldn't be asking for more money than that. It had to be a deal in what he was doing.
I mean, what he doing now is looking to see what his fair market value is, and based on his fair market,
what he did at Tulsa. Why did he sign with Tulsa in the first place? Why did he sign with Tulsa?
Hold on, Cliff. Hold on. Let me get it out.
Why did he sign with Tulsa?
Did Memphis recruit him? Was he a high recruit? I don't know. I don't know if he was a high recruit.
Well, that's what I'm asking. Why did he sign with Tulsa? This is not a kid that came straight from high school and went to Memphis. He went to Tulsa first. The question is, why did that young man sign with Tulsa? And if you say he didn't have no big scholarships and all that, then he played his way into some money. It's what he did. He played his way into Memphis. I'm finna get in the transfer portal because I'm going to get more. I can play for Penny Hardaway and them now. Everything y'all saying. But it was based off of money when you get through. Because if it wasn't, that kid would have been highly recruited.
That's what I'm saying. So
that kid would have been highly recruited.
See, you twisting around what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if you got players, if you got good players here in Memphis that could right there. I don't keep up with high school basketball like that. I'm saying if you got Elliot Perry's, you got LaMarcus Golden, Penny Hardaway's, if you got those type of players in Memphis that want to play for Memphis, and you bring them in, they not leaving. You paying them.
I don't know what I can't answer that question unless something is put on the table for them to leave. I can't say that. Because we don't know what's going on.
Are you saying because of their love? Are you talking about the reason why you're not going to leave because of their love for Memphis? Is that your reason?
Because of their love for Memphis. Why Chuck didn't go somewhere else? Why Penny didn't go somewhere else?
They wasn't giving out this NIL money. This NIL money wasn't being given out.
Come on, D. You crossing up. You crossing up generations. That's not a fair analysis. Talking about Chuck and Penny back then versus now.
Okay,
no,
but what
man,
I'm saying,
they weren't getting that money. You can't use Chuck them. Chuck them not getting that money like that. If North Carolina come in and tell Chuck that I'm going to give you this, and Memphis can't give you this, that nigga would have been at North Carolina.
So you just said earlier they was paying them under the table. So don't tell me they wasn't getting paid. They was getting money. They was under the table.
Under the table and over the table is two different things.
Of course.
It's two different things.
Of course. But at that point,
it's two different things. Under the table, I don't know what a nigga giving me, Daryl.
That ain't what I'm saying.
I don't know what they give.
That ain't what I'm saying. What? I'm saying in that generation, they were getting paid under the table. They were getting some kind of perks under the table. That was the normal then. Now
from the booster under school they go to, yes.
So now the normal is you can pay them over the table. You don't have to do.
Yeah, but I couldn't recruit Chuck then.
But that's what I'm saying.
I couldn't recruit Chuck then. But now, if I like PJ Hagley, I can send my fill out there what they paying you. I can give you 2.5. I can give you 3. They wasn't doing that back in Chuck them day. Whatever they were getting, they were getting. It was what it was. Wasn't no North Carolina coming in trying to steal it. They had to.
No.
But that's what they doing now. They stealing players.
No, they weren't trying to steal them then. Because you couldn't just up and leave and go to another school without sitting out a year.
Right.
So the incentive for more money means, okay, I'm gonna have to sit out a year. So I'm not gonna do that. That's why I said that earlier. The problem ain't the money. The problem is you can just up and move
The money to me,
I'm still saying you can talk about money, or you can talk about if I want to play for Penny Hardaway and the University of Memphis, if that's where I want to play, I want to represent my hometown, or this for whatever reason I want to go to this school. Ain't no money finna make me go somewhere else.
Okay, then
Ain't
why
no
Penny Sun League?
You know what? I can go
Why
for
Penny
that.
Sun League?
Why
Penny Sun League?
Come on now. You can't compare Penny Sun. Come on.
I'm just saying. I mean,
But
he's
what
an
I'm saying
athlete
is,
that was with his dad and with the way he wanted to be.
Okay.
What made him leave?
Okay, so if
I
that's
don't know. I'm just asking.
so if you asking that question, then you saying it's some internal problems that the school have.
Maybe. I don't know.
So that's what I'm saying though, Mike. If you got situations where players leave and every year because of something internal, then that's a whole different problem. I'm talking about players that want to come here and want to represent the University of Memphis.
You keep saying that, and I keep asking who you're talking about.
No.
You keep saying that players who want to come here.
I can't give you no specific name, Mike, but I'm saying,
he's just talking about it in general. But
you saying hypothetically, if a player from Memphis that was a great player wanted to go to Memphis, right?
Hey, clear. Hey, you got 3 people on the show there. Everybody want to talk, so you got to sit up there and let him get his point across. Let him get it. Let him get it out.
Sir.
Let him get it out.
Get it out.
Let him get it out. Because, like he's saying, it's sort of tough trying to. To me, it's apples and oranges. But just let's use today's world. I don't think the talent in Memphis is nowhere near than what it used to be. So, with that being said, if I'm Penny, or if I'm any coach for that matter, if my job security is based on year by year the way this stuff is going now, would I want to take a subpar guy, from my local thing, even though I know he loves to sit at Memphis? I know he can be a great role player and try to balance him, or do you go out there and try to get the best from wherever you can actually get them and pay these folks and be done with it? I guess that's the fine line for me.
Whatever happened to coaching?
As far as
whatever happened to coaching? This the one thing that I'm gonna say about Duke. If you come into Duke, you might not be the best player your freshman year, but if you come to Duke and you stay there for 4 years, you gonna be a better player by the time you reach your senior year. If you go down the line and look at all the players that don't went to Duke, I ain't talking about the Grant Hills, the Christian Laytons. They was good from day one. I'm talking about the Trajan Langdon, the Reddicks, and players like that. They came in, they weren't the best, but they were coached up. And by the time they left, they was all Americans.
No, I agree. I totally agree with that.
I agree.
But to me, it's apples and oranges because it's the place that you're at. It's an expectation. It's an expectation at Duke in the way they do things at Duke. You cannot compare the way they do things at Duke to the way they do the things at the University of Memphis. I mean, it's structured there. The structure is there. The coaching is there. The way of doing things. It's just a way of life at Duke that you cannot have, that you don't have down here at the university. You got to consider the places.
And
when you making that type of example.
You got Penny Hardaway. You got Mike Davis was a former coach. You got Nolan Smith, who was on the Duke staff.
You still hollering coaches, but it's more to it. Okay, let's get into this part.
This man just ain't gonna let me finish none of my statements. But go ahead, Mike.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Do I need to take me and Terry off the screen and just get you a full
screen? Go ahead.
No, go because
go ahead. I'm not going to. I swear to God. I promise God, I'm not going to interrupt.
The point I'm trying to make is, just because everybody, okay, how many freshmen did Duke have on the team this year? We had a lot. How many freshmen did the University of Memphis have? So more than likely, all our freshmen, they probably coming back for their second year. What freshmen coming back for Memphis? Oh, none. Because they probably either it ain't that many of them, and they probably ain't happy because they ain't getting no playing time. That fall on coaching. That fall on developing players. And
I
then when
tell
you
you what,
say, okay, now I heard the interview when he said, well, if you ain't getting the playing time, that means you ain't doing everything you need to be doing outside of the court. Okay, that's coaching. That's where the
yeah,
coach come in and make sure that you're doing all the extra stuff because the kid don't know. The coach supposed to push them. If you feel like, well, it ain't my job to push you. Okay, yes, it is.
I agree. But I tell you what, I'd rather have a freshman at the University of Duke than a freshman at the University of Memphis. Because when it's all said and done, you get the best of the best over there. So their best could be our worst.
Okay, we
They
had.
best could be our worst.
I mean, I know this was before Penny. We had Derrick Rose that came in as a freshman. Okay, we had players like what's the guy who just got his jersey retired? CDR. He just
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
He came in. He was pretty good, but by the time he left, he was all American, all of this and all of that. Right? That's developing your players. So you
Yeah.
can't tell me you can't tell me you can't find them or they don't want to come here. It's players that will want to come here. But if you just saying off the whim, I don't want to deal with high schoolers. I don't want to do that. I want to grab from the portal. That's fine. But you can't tell me these teams that get players, go through the hard times, and then develop those players in 3 or 4 years, they'll be where you need them to be. And then guess what? You got some more freshmen and sophomores following behind them to keep taking the mantle. Just because everybody else going away from that, okay, you did all that transferring, you did all of that, and you still ain't winning. So now what? Go ahead, Clear. Now that was your key to talk.
I'm there. I'm gonna let you go and get it out because we was on NIL and getting paid, and you on this developing players, and that's what's throwing me off because I get 1,000% what you saying. We ain't in that day and age no more is what I was trying to tell you, but you keep saying I'm interrupting you. We're not in that day and age where kids are staying in school 4 years, especially when they know I can transfer and get paid and go somewhere else.
Let me ask you one question. You saying the players not staying in school for 4 years, so how are you getting all of these juniors and senior transfers if they ain't been in school for 4 years?
What do you mean?
The people that you pulling out.
Okay, let's say they was in school at Norfolk State for 4 years and Penny get them or Duke get them or whoever. Those kids right there are not the kids that are getting those millions of dollars. Those are not those kids. So yeah, you got kids that do stay in 4 years, depending on where they go to school. They can't get out. So when you do get them, they do turn out to be pretty good players. I've always said if a kid stay in school 3-4 years, they gonna get better. You can't do nothing but. But the kids that we are talking about that can make a difference in a program are not staying 4 years. They just can't. The money too good. They're not gonna stay.
But that's what I'm saying. It's just like Hero. People don't want to dump money into a program that's not winning.
Well, that's different.
You start winning.
Something totally different now, Derek.
No,
You're talking about who's donating the money and all that. That's different.
But the money,
that's not a
the money coming from whoever gonna get the money. And they not giving to if you losing, you getting beat in the first round, they ain't trying to give to that. But if you making it to the final
for
four,
your team.
If you know how Memphis is.
Well, I can't. I get that, but you're not. I can't say how Memphis is or ain't because it is what it is with them. What I'm saying overall, collectively, I'm talking about collectively through the NCAA. I ain't talking about no one team. We're focusing on Memphis. I'm saying collectively, around the country, collectively with the NCAA, it is hard for these kids to stay 4 years.
Why do players?
These people are gonna pay them.
Why do players go to Duke?
I can't answer that question. Shit, I don't know.
We
need to ask a player that went to Duke why he went to Duke. I would say for prestige. I would say because of the university, it only has a smaller university. You ain't got but 20-some thousand students in it. So smaller, everything. I mean, the structure is there. Everything is there. I would say that.
It's perception. Perception is everything.
Everything is
Perception
there.
is everything. If I know that if Rick Pitino or Calipari is a coach and 80% of his teams go to the NBA, guess where I'm going? If I feel like I'm any good, guess where I'm going?
It's the same thing. You can make this comment, Daryl. Why do the kids leave Kentucky to go to Cal in Arkansas? It's the same thing. What Terry just said. It's the coach.
Loyalty. That's what thank you. Why would I leave Kentucky to go to Arkansas?
Because Cal said that Jerry Jones.
Because of the reason I just said. Because of the reason I just said. Because if Cal go to Timbuktu, I'm going to the coach that 80% of his players go to the NBA. So if he go from here to Pawtucket, Tennessee, I'm following him to Pawtucket, Tennessee, because again, 80% of his teams go to the NBA. And if I feel like I'm decent enough or got any kind of inkling of a chance to go to the NBA, guess what? I'm following Calipari if he go to the moon.
So with that being said, wasn't that kind of the formula for hiring Penny Hardaway?
Yeah.
He got the NBA experience. He got the marketing experience. He got the playing experience. It's just
the money, Daryl. It's the money.
Okay, but you limit the money because you're not winning. You limit the money because you're not winning.
Cal wasn't winning when he first got here. They gave Cal money when he walked in the door to go get who he want. Cal didn't want a damn game.
I guess, because before we had the pre-show.
Before we eventually won, he eventually won.
But before we had the pre-show, but I guess what I'm saying is before we had the pre-show, remember you said, let's wait and let's talk about it on the air. But my thing is, you exactly right. Penny is sort of that same prototype is what I'm saying about with Cal. And what I'm talking about the money or the lack thereof, a person of Penny's caliber, you would think would have the Nikes. He's got a freaking shoe of his own. So you would think the Nikes of the world and all that they would have the money and they wouldn't have to compete with this problem. Where PJ Haggerty would have the option to say, well, Duke talking about paying me $10 million. You wouldn't even have to even go through that type of stuff because you got it here. If you don't have it here, guess what? I'm gonna look elsewhere.
But what I just say, Terry, Nike not giving you no money to get eliminated in the first round.
Why? Answer this question for me. Why is it that Penny got to have all these stipulations with him, but with these other coaches, it's okay for them to make mistakes, do this, that? What Penny ain't getting the money? Ain't got nothing. I don't think it's got nothing to do with wins or losses. Because they gave the goddamn. Wait a minute, listen to me.
No, what coach you talking about?
What you mean?
What you said? These other coaches. What other coach are you talking about?
I'm gonna give you a good example. I'm gonna give you a good example.
Calipari, first year at Arkansas made it. Is that
the University of Kansas? The University of Kansas is a perfect example. That's a team that has been great over the years. The last 3-4 years, they've been getting knocked out of the first round of the tournament. Why they still get all that big money in the Nikes and all that stuff? He ain't did. Ain't what you did for me lately? You ain't won a first round game in 4 years.
And you don't. Okay, name one player from Kansas.
You said what?
Name one player from Kansas.
But what's the
point?
Player
from Kansas. The point is when you not winning, you're not getting them same players. So you not getting that same money.
Well, before PJ Haggerty got there, who do we know is Memphis? Before he had this year, who do we know? Give me one.
The year before? The year before?
You know what I'm saying. You try to think of something because
what's his name? Duran? What's the
Jalen Durham and what's called were together now. Jalen Durham and James Wiseman. No, that wasn't Jay. That was the other boy. I'm wrong. Jalen Durham was right behind him.
Yeah.
He was right behind him.
Who was he?
Who is who?
Duran.
He in the
Jalen
NBA.
Jordan
What
play
you
with
mean?
Detroit, the big
No,
boy.
no, I get that, but I'm talking about how
Oh,
many years.
I get what you're saying. I
Yeah.
get what you're saying.
Man, he was a
I get
top
what
recruit coming out of high school. That's what I'm saying, and he wanted to come play for Penny. So I mean, what's your point?
It didn't have nothing to do with no NIL money.
No, because they didn't have NIL money then.
That's my point. That's my point.
They had under the table money. They had the
Yeah.
coaching experience. They had. That's what I'm. See, y'all throwing everything I'm saying. You taking one thing and trying to use it against something else that I'm saying.
No, because you're
Penny
going
Hardaway has the
straight at
cash
Memphis, though, Daryl. You using everything we say. You're comparing it to Memphis. We got to compare this to the whole NCAA, not just Memphis. You keep hitting Memphis every time we say something. You come right back and say, "What did Penny or what did Memphis do?"
Okay. Can I use Duke as an example?
No.
Why
we
can't
can't use Duke? Because Duke is a model school that's been around for hundreds of
not
years.
the typical. Yeah, you just grab somebody else
That's
besides
not a
Duke.
typical
Yeah,
school.
do something else.
That's not a Memphis.
Okay.
You're comparing Duke to a Memphis in
Yeah,
basketball.
you can't do that.
Okay, I'll let you name a school. Just name a school.
No. You the one making the example. You name the school. You to make your example work with another school besides Memphis and Duke. Since you making a point.
Can I use Florida? Can I use Florida?
Yeah.
Again, Florida's, the Dukes of the world, and all that type of stuff are on a different level than a unit. It's a reason why we in. What's the name of our conference? What's the name of the conference? Hey, no, and not only that. What did Houston coach call our conference?
Toy Poodle.
Yeah, Toy Poodle. So Toy Poodle versus the ACC, SEC. It's a reason why they had 6 to 8 teams in the final, Sweet 16 to still be in and going for it. It's their conference versus
14 of them in the tournament.
14 in the tournament. Yeah, it's like comparing apples to oranges with our conference and their conference. You cannot do it. You just can't.
Now you see the money coming in here, Daryl. You see the money coming in here. I got 14 teams in the SEC tournament, and 2 of them made the Final Four. Come on, man. Them folk getting money out the air, so they gonna have bukus of money to throw at these athletes. Memphis, them, the only thing that bring money in at the University of Memphis is Memphis basketball.
See, y'all missing.
It's Memphis basketball.
Y'all missing the whole thing that I'm saying. And I forget what y'all talking about. I'm finna use Florida as an example. I'm finna use Will Clayton Jr. as an example. Do you think he leaving Florida if he don't go to the NBA? You think he leaving Florida?
We don't know. We got to wait till that happens. I can't. You trying to go on for hypothetical. I don't know what the hell he gonna do. We don't know that. We talking about somebody that has actually done something that you're talking about. Stayed there 4 years that you're talking about.
He's actually right. You're bringing up a hypothetical because what you're going to do is have egg on your face because you're trying to pump him up like, do you think he's going to leave? And what happens? We doing this show and the money comes better and he end up leaving. Well, then your point is going to be in vain. So we can't look into the future and say what somebody is or not going to do based off of the money. We just can't do it off hypothetical. We can't.
I would assume Florida is going to pay that young man whatever he asked for because they got it. But if Penny was, let's use your example, if Penny was in that situation, he can't do it. His hand's strapped. Where he going to get the money from?
Okay, that's what
his hands are strapped. Where you going to get the money from?
Why the hand strapped? Because the boosters
Where are you going to get the money? I'm asking the same. If I come to you, Daryl, let's do this one thing, I'm going to be done. Daryl, if I come to you and I borrow money from you over and over and over and over and over, what you gonna eventually tell me?
Well, you ain't borrowing money. You paying out money. So
yeah, I'm borrowing money because I want something in return.
Hold on, Mike. Okay, let's use your example. You say, hey, Daryl, I need some sponsorship over here to get my thing going. And I drop you off some money. You come back again. You say, hey, Daryl, I got something else planned. I need some more money.
Yeah.
I give you some more money. I do it again. And I'm looking at it now. I'm saying, damn, we in year 4. Damn, Mike, you still in the same closet that you've been in?
That was FedEx saying. I'm saying. That's all I was trying to say.
Hold on. hold
He
on,
finna reel
hold
you.
on,
He finna reel you in like a fish dive.
hold on. But if I give you some, and one year you in the closet, I come back the next year you got a sweep. I come back the next year you got a whole floor. I come back in year 4, you got the whole damn building. You think I'm gonna have a problem getting you some money? No, because you winning.
You got to keep getting it to me for me to
Now,
get there.
hey,
Something
Clear.
got to get me there.
Clear.
You
Clear.
got to
win.
keep getting it to me
Clear.
for me
I
to
saw
get
that
there.
about Clear. He saw that example you gave. You gave the hook to reel your ass in. Hey, I saw it coming. That's why I shut up. I shut up. I saw that coming. I was like, Clear.
But do you
Okay,
see
let's do it. Oh shit!
but do you see what I'm saying, Terry?
Yeah, I get it. I get it. That's I get it. I get it. I get it.
Listen, you
Hey, man.
saying what we basing pennies on? Okay, everybody say wins and losses. That man had 20 wins year season every year he been there. Only thing he hadn't done was got beyond the second round of the tournament.
Hey,
Now
Clear.
anywhere
Clear.
else,
Clear.
that's winning.
We in the Toy Poodle conference, Clear.
No, that ain't winning.
Well, what we in? No, we in that.
That ain't
We
winning.
We
in
in that.
So that means how many? What was our record in the conference?
Lost like what,
Shit,
1,
we had
2
3
games?
losses.
No. I guess what I was trying to get out of y'all is how many total games we played in the conference. What,
I don't
14,
know.
16?
It's probably
16, I think. At least 16.
Okay. My point is that's my point. We played 16. So take 16. How many wins we got total? How many wins we got total?
it was like what?
23, 24,
24,
maybe.
No, we had way more wins. We had like 27, 28 wins.
Well,
Oh, shit.
when you go with
Okay.
well,
Let's say
that. Yeah.
Okay, this is a simple. Hey, even Mr. Daniels would be proud of you on this one. I know you took Mr. Daniels. He'd be proud of you. You got 27 wins as a whole.
Right.
18 of those wins. You got to
You
put
were
that
supposed to win.
Okay, yeah. You take 16 of those wins in conference.
You supposed to win them. Okay.
Oh wait, how many wins did that give you? 26 minus 8 clear. Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
What's the answer, Clear? I mean, 20, 27, and you take away 16 games. How many games you got left, Clear?
11, sir.
Okay, he would be proud. He would be proud. Out of those 11 games, that's 11 games, right? How many teams made it to the NCAA tournament from the Poodle League?
1.
And who was that? And who was that?
Memphis. They won the tournament.
That answered your question there. Okay. Okay.
Hold on.
You got a conference that took one seed, and if Memphis would have lost 3 or 4 of those last down the stretch and not going to that tournament, it was a good chance that they was going to lead them out. The only winner was going to get was the winner of the tournament.
I'm not disagreeing with y'all.
But my point is, you can't compare and talk about what Pennington won 2020. He's supposed to win 20 games over there.
Absolutely.
Okay? Oh, he's supposed to. He didn't think that would be uncivilized.
But to their credit, they did have some wins against some good teams.
I agree.
State. Who else did they beat? They UConn, but they was at the time UConn was ranked kind of high, so they got some. You got some good wins. And it's Memphis. You got some good wins and you got some bad losses.
I guess what I'm saying is, if you're the SEC of the world that's got in 14 teams, you really battle tested. If you sit up there and battling them game after game throughout the entire conference, man, when it comes down to the NCAA tournament, ain't nothing you ain't seen. Ain't nothing.
I guess, Terry, I wasn't talking about the walking. I just said the 20 win based off of that he was winning and all that. I ain't saying he ain't supposed to do all that. All I was saying, well, you get 14 teams in the SEC. That's money going to every one of them teams for more players. That's money. Because we're in the Poodle League, I get that. Because we're in the Poodle League, only one person.
Lord rest his soul, Coach Larry Finch was in the Metro. But guess what? He had the Louisvilles. He had all that. So 20 wins from him, hell of a job. Hell of a job.
Yeah, well, the Metro was a hell of a conference now. There wasn't no clouds now.
That's my point. So you cannot weigh Penny's 20 versus Coach Finch 20.
What league?
I'm saying they say.
What league was Calipari coach? What league did Calipari coach in?
Conference
when he was
USA.
there.
When he was
Okay,
here,
Conference
Conference USA.
USA.
so that ain't the SEC, that ain't the ACC, right?
No.
No.
He was expected to win most of the games that he played in the
Right.
Conference USA, right?
Right.
He won most of them games too,
No,
right?
no. He dominated them.
He dominated. Oh, he
Big
dominated.
difference. Big
Okay.
difference.
He dominated. How many times did he get knocked out in the first round?
What, the University of Memphis?
Yeah. How many times
I
did
can't.
Calipari get knocked out in the first round of the NCAA tournament?
I don't think he ever did.
Okay, so what you talking about conference don't mean none. When it
Huh?
mattered
Man, I
most,
thought
it was
we
the
was
playoffs.
on money and NIL and not wins and losses. We do that argument there. We could all go and agree on that argument. And we were talking about monies and NIL and
Yep.
how these
Clear.
players can
Clear.
get money and
If
get paid.
fairness to me and Daryl, you the one brought up wins and losses, talking about Penny 20
I
wins. So
did
that's the reason
because
why I jumped
Daryl
on
kept
that.
hollering up. I brought it up to make a point to Daryl, sir. Daryl
Ladies
made
and
the
gentlemen,
comment.
ladies and gentlemen, he did take remedial classes. I promise you. If you go back and look at this show again, he brought up, hey man,
I
Penny
ain't
got
say
20
I
wins.
didn't.
Why they
Daryl, did I say I didn't bring that up?
treat him the same like they should? He get his
Daryl,
20 wins.
did I say I did
naturally,
not bring that up?
naturally being a podcast co-host, I jumped into what you were talking about. And then once we get to talking about it, see man, y'all talking about these wins and losses. Yeah, we did because you brought it up.
I just said, all I said was Penny won 20 games, and that don't account for him getting money and being able. That's all my point I was proving. Y'all took it and holler what conference he was playing in. I was relating it to why he's not getting money. It had nothing to do with
it. Ain't
stuff.
I was just saying, when you said FedEx stopped getting money,
no,
I
you
said when he winning.
You said FedEx stopped getting money. I never said that.
I said
watch it, ladies
FedEx
and
stopped
gentlemen, watch
getting
it.
money.
We speak with a forked tongue. Watch it, ladies and gentlemen. Watch it.
That's all I'm saying, Mike. The wins and losses determine how much money the people who donating or the companies.
That's what I was telling Terry, what you said. And I said he won 20 games for 6 straight years, is all I said.
Okay, but okay, he won 20 straight games, 6 straight years. How many Sweet 16s did he make it to?
Sweet 16?
Yeah.
How many times did he either get to the tournament or get out the first round?
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
So to me, those 20 wins don't matter in the conference that he's in. It means nothing. 20 wins means nothing. Because it goes back to your point with Calipari. He got the 20 wins against the subpar conference. What did he do? He did just the opposite. He took them deep and he won what he had. So I get it. I'm not arguing that fact. And I just don't see how Memphis is gonna sit up there and compete. And I'm not even blaming Penny for it. Penny accepted the role. He knew what conference he was gonna be in. He knew all the stuff that's going. So I'm not blaming or bashing Penny. It's not that. I said when the show started, he did a phenomenal job with the team this year. But you know what? You're going to be noticed by it. That's why they call it March Madness. If you don't do nothing in March, these people don't care.
You know what? Here's a conversation that I had with my kids as they're getting older, everybody developing, everybody getting in their own groove and all of that. And I told them about family. And the one thing I told them, I said, we all need to do better, including me. So when I look at that self-evaluation of myself and I say, I got to do better to make my team, which is my kids, better and my grandkids, it's a collective. So you can't put all the blame on one person, but you have to look at the fact when you don't have continuity. You have a whole, not you bring in 5 different players. You bringing in 13 different players. So if every year is just, we just pick up game at the community center now. Let me pick my 5 and we'll see what we can do. Cause when you lose at the community center, you ain't getting back on the floor. You might well wait till tomorrow to play again before you get back on the floor.
Yeah. And that's why he deserved kudos for this year because of just for that simple fact what you did. He got a whole new team, got them to jail, It makes no difference about the conference or whatever. Like you said, he beat some good non-conference teams, especially the early part of the year. So it's nothing but kudos uh, uh, for Penny for that. For me, I have no issues about what they do. But like it's sort of like me
How
just
do we get the
comparing it with
money
the
though?
Dallas Cowboys.
This
If
man
you sit
said,
up there, if the Cowboys win 12-4, if they get knocked out the first round, Cowboys ain't did shit to me. So I get it. It's what you done did. Hey, dude, you can do all you want to do in the regular season. Show me when it matters that you can do what you're supposed to do. And if you don't do that, your fans and your fan base they're gonna constantly deteriorate.
let me ask you this:
Absolutely.
do you think they were properly ranked?
Who?
Memphis in a number
No,
5 seed. Do you think what seed you think they
no.
should?
I would have put them outside of the top 10, between 10 and 15.
Memphis?
Yeah.
That was a top
I wasn't.
16
I wasn't
team.
that high. I didn't see. I didn't see top five in that. I'm just. It's my opinion. I
If
didn't
you
see top five. He maybe borderline top 10. Maybe borderline top 10. But to me, between the 10 and 12, 13 range is what I sit up there and saw.
for Memphis,
Yeah.
I ain't see no 10. I ain't see
Because
not
and the reason why I
not
say
that
that
low.
is look
Not
look
that
who
low.
look who overachieved. They had a couple people that actually overachieved. That center. What his name? The CCCSA or what's his name?
No, no, he ain't do none. You talking about
No,
Danger.
huh?
Dang.
I'm
Dang,
sorry.
the big
That's
boy.
what I'm talking about. Danger. I'm sorry. I'm saying CC, but I knew he had a funny name. But anyway, the Danger guy. There's no way none of us saw that guy playing like that for the Tigers this year. Nobody.
Well, he started off slow. He came on toward the end. So that's what you want. You
No,
want
that's what you
a player.
want. But I'm just saying you were basing off of the you said the top five pick. I didn't see him as an integral part the way he was of being worthy of being included in a top five pick a team.
Well, okay, most people that was predicting where Memphis would end up was saying 7, 8. If they win the tournament, 7. If they lose the tournament, no, between 8 and 9.
Oh,
So
wait a minute. Well, I'm sorry, Daryl. I think we're talking about two different things. I thought you talking about their preseason ranking.
no.
Okay. Yeah, so that's why you getting confused about my 10 and all that.
Yeah.
Because I'm like 10 to 12. No, I thought you talking about the preseason. I thought you talking about like a preseason ranking. I say, ain't no way I should be on top five team.
No. I'm saying for the
Oh, you
tournament,
talking
they
about
were
the seeding of the
a 5
tournament.
seed. Yeah.
Oh, okay. No. So you said if they didn't win the tournament or play it like they
I'm
what they
saying, do you think they were properly seeded at number 5?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you
Yes.
did everything you were supposed to do in the regular season. You got to a number 5 seed, and
Yes.
then you don't win. That's in your opinion. That's you didn't do nothing.
That's failure. Right. And they could have possibly been in fairness. I think I think the selection committee was fair with the 5, but I could have even justified them even being a 4 seed.
I mean, they were top 16 at the end of the year. So if you do
Right.
4, 4, 4, 4, yeah, they could have been a 4.
They could have been. It could have very well been a 4, but like Darryl said, and I love my city. I love them. I love them. I love them. But y'all know by standing here, all being lifelong Memphis, we do not support mediocre.
And that's
One thing about it.
That's what I said earlier when I said y'all know how many. Look, who going to the Showboat game tomorrow or whenever it
Dude,
is?
I got 2 people that tried to give me tickets in the last couple of weeks. Tried to give them away when I didn't want them. When I didn't want them, he put it out there on Facebook. Guess what? I got seen 2 likes and 1 comment.
But
And 1 comment saying what section.
so Daryl, answer this question for me. Then what is it they gotta do to catch up with a Duke or Florida and all that? What is it that they have to do? From your opinion.
Al Davis.
Huh?
Al Davis. Just win, baby. Just win.
Okay, but I You saying just win, I get that, and you're saying just win when you get to the tournament, right? That's what you're saying.
You play
Right.
the regular
I'm
season.
saying you're saying get to the tournament and win in the tournament in order for us to get monies to go further. I'm
Right.
asking the question there.
Yes.
Okay.
That's an easy one. Yes.
So if
That's
they don't
simple.
ever get that far, then they should
If
never get the money to get the player to try to get it.
If they
Hey man,
not
if we don't close this show out, man, y'all gonna be over here for 3-4 hours, man.
we
Hey,
finna close it out, but I'm gonna say this: if they're not winning, then no, they're not gonna. Attendance is gonna continue to drop because it ain't even about the conference you in. Don't nobody want to go see these other teams. They'll go support their hometown Memphis fans. Ain't nothing going on this day. Okay, you bring in Tennessee, you bring in Ole Miss, and I know Penny ain't got total control over there. This have to be a mutual agreement between these teams. But
he's
okay,
doing that though, right?
okay, what
He's
team
doing that during the regular season. He's doing that, right?
No, I'm saying, okay, what big name school came in and played us this year that everybody wanted to see that game? I'm saying you bring in he should be able to bring in Duke now. He got to. Did they play here? Alabama ain't even really. I wouldn't even consider them no big name basketball.
We say that, but at the time they play them, they be ranked. That's what I'm saying. I don't know how to judge that because at the time they play these guys, guys be ranked.
In fairness to them, most of their big time wins outside of the conference either was away or on a neutral court. It's not here in Memphis.
That ain't helping.
And I'll be honest with you, I love them to death, but I'm not going running to go see University of Memphis versus some of the teams that we play in our conference. I'm not. You
let Duke come here. You let Duke come here. I bet I'm gonna be here.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Your Ole Misses, your Mississippi State came in here. They packed. It's. I get it. I get all of that. You in the doo-doo conference, but you got to get your whole program together, not just basketball. We can't get in the Pac-12 or the Big 12 just because Memphis basketball.
Right.
So that's another story. But
I got one more quick question. I got one more quick question and one more statement because we over an hour and a half, so we don't kind of went over what we was planning on doing. Do PJ Haggerty deserve the $3 million?
I'm gonna say yes because of that's the market that he's in now.
Terry?
Absolutely. First team All-American, yeah.
That's the market he's in.
That's the market.
I think any college ball player deserve that.
Evidently the writers didn't see. They looked past the conference we in to look at him as a first team All-American. He deserved the same rights as the Cooper Flags and all that. So $3 million, I think that's a budget. I think that's a great deal.
He's no Cooper Flag, but
no,
I knew that man was gonna say that.
I'm not saying that, but if my name is mentioned in a first team All-American with a Cooper Flag and Cooper Flag is getting paid, I think Memphis is getting away with a steal with just giving them $3 million.
Okay, and I'm gonna say this, and this is what I'm gonna say. If he get it, that's fine. Come back to Memphis, do your thing. If they finagle him and he decide to go somewhere else, this is just my opinion. I think he's a decent player. I see a lot of flaws in his game, but I'm gonna say this. I would take that $3 million and bring in 3 good players that would be happy to get that $1 million and see how long I could get them to stay here and develop them. That's what I would do.
Right quick.
To me,
I'm not gonna listen to me, dear. Hold on, right quick. I ain't gonna say nothing, but I'm gonna let you piggyback on that when we get to that guest in on that because we talked about that. I'm gonna leave it at that, Daryl.
Okay.
We talked about that. You on point with some stuff.
I like Daryl's scenario because if it's me, one thing I want to try to do is try to keep the guys together as long as I can, and to me, those guys will be even hungrier.
Yeah,
they'll be even hungrier. If you find those ones where I give them $1 million, some of them ain't getting $1 million. It may seem like small money in the Neil thing these days, but you got pretty decent players that come in for that type of money that will commit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that you can build some camaraderie and possibly go past the first round.
And so then what happens? So then what happens when they come in and they win, and then they be like, I want to come back next year, and then some of these sponsors be like, okay, we'll boost them up to 1.52 million this year. You think they gonna stay?
But see, that goes back. But that goes back to what you said earlier. In those situations, I would leave Penny because he took the chance on me that a normal college wouldn't do with the million. So, but don't be twisted now, because if somebody sit up there and offer me 1.5 million, 2 million, and I was getting $1 million, I'm still staying with Penny because he looked out for me. But
Right.
if just say if I went from mediocre to a PJ Haggerty year and I end up first team All American and somebody offered me 10 million versus, and just say Penny did $1 million, say, oh, you know what, we can up it to
let's say
3.
two. Let's say 2.
Yeah, we just say we can up because he's a material. I can double what you're saying, and you got a Duke that's saying I can give you 10. That's when loyalty goes out the window.
Well, that's when it's just like when these players go like they decide now. Like Calipari did it all the time. Was it DeMarcus Cousins and some more players? No, you not coming back to the
Right.
university.
He made that decision for him, right?
Yeah, you going to the NBA. So when you got situations like that, I mean, come on now. If it's just a astronomical number, then I mean, I think Penny would even say, go get your money, young man.
Yeah.
I want you to stay here. I think I can help you. I think I can make you better. I think I can get you to the NBA where the big money is. But hey, I understand your situation. But with that being said, great show. Again, I apologize to you guys for the initial blunder, but I think we made up for it. Great show. Hopefully we'll be back soon with another sports talk show, because I think this was a real good one.
Yeah.
And we got y'all. Well, I ain't, because I don't know when this is gonna air or whatever. But
just wait.
Shows, Matters of the Heart and Real Talk. Where we talk about real stuff. If it ain't real, we don't talk about it. Matters of the Heart. If it pertains to the heart, your heart matters. Relationships, marriages, all of that. We talk about all of that, and of course, In the Clutch Sports Talk. That's the main hub of our little brand that we doing right now. So appreciate everybody who gonna be eventually watching this. And let me
good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Let me put this up for one quick second. Terry, give him your little spiel right quick.
Yep, like, share, and subscribe. For those that weren't here earlier, hit that like notification bell, and once you hit the notification bell, it'll give you an option to select all. Once you do that, anytime we go live, anytime we put a recording out, you will be notified. So make sure you select that bell and click all. And for those that don't know how to get to the site, you can either go to the actual site on Facebook itself, or you can just do the easy thing and use our QR code that's right below Clear right there. Use your phone, zoom in, it'll take you right to the page, and go back and do the like, subscribe, and share page. And hopefully you enjoyed, the show today, and you can tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. And we're gonna have some of these shows where we're gonna be doing live, where you can actually, whatever the topic we're talking about, we're gonna bring you up here. If you got a question for the panel or suggestion or something like that, yeah, feel free, man. We open book over here. Now, you may not like our answers or stuff like that, but we'll let you up and have your say and all that, and we can battle back and forth and click and get on you. Daryl got his stages where he be in a bad mood, he'll get on you too. But I get on you for free. So come up here. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. But this has been a good show, man. I enjoyed it. It just goes to show you, when you're talking about things and doing things you love, man, you can try to stay on time, on topic, man. It's just sort of hard. And we just barely even clip the surface, man. And we already at an hour and 38 minutes. I mean, so it goes to show you, we got to love what we do. So.
Well, 145, man. You gotta add them 10, 15 minutes that we didn't record here.
Well, I got an interview to try to. I got so much to do.
Hey, man.
Ringing off the hook.
My guys.
My bad. Let's end this show. Hey, Thank you guys for tuning in. You'll see us soon. Y'all hang
All right.
on though.
Take care.